Red tide plaguing our beaches could be the reason why tons of dead fish and other sea animals are piling up on Southwest Florida beaches. Thanks for joining us for Fox 4 News at 6. I'm Patrick Nolan. Four in your corner, just like you, wants to know why this year seems to be so especially bad with these toxic red tide algae blooms. Four in your corner's Carl Fortier has been working to get you answers on the beach. Carl?
Well, red tide has been especially bad here in Sanibel, clogging the beaches and canals with dead fish. And while things are improving here, a number of dead dolphins in Sarasota may indicate that red tide isn't going anywhere anytime soon. The pictures are hard to watch. 9 bottlenose dolphins found dead along the shores of Sarasota County this week. While scientists at Mote Marine Laboratory are testing to find out what exactly killed the dolphins, Greg Tolley, chair of FGCU's Marine and Ecological Sciences, suspects red tide is the culprit.
Marine mammals can be impacted by the toxins themselves and end up dying in a place that's relatively remote from the red tide.
Red tide hit other parts of Southwest Florida hard, like Sanibel, where crews collected 267 tons of dead sea life in the past few weeks.
They are working on it to make the beaches clear and clean, but I don't think I'll go in the sea.
While many blame the water releases from Lake Okeechobee for fueling the red tide blooms and fish kills, Tolley thinks it's more complicated than that.
Most of those big red tides, there's just not enough nutrients in local waters for that to be a smoking gun. Saharan dust from Africa has also been implicated in fueling one of the other organisms that makes food for red tide.
He agrees that efforts to clean the beaches and waterways is paramount to restoring Southwest Florida's ecology, fishing industry, and tourism. But since red tide is a natural phenomenon in the Gulf, he cautions that local beach and water cleanup might not have much impact on red tide, if any.
I just don't want people to think that by doing that, suddenly the red tides are going to disappear or not be coming inshore, because it's very, very complicated.
Tolley reminds us red tide can stay around a long time. He says that one red tide bloom lasted about 18 months. In Sanibel, Carl Fortier, Fox 4, in your corner.